Hello and welcome. This is the March Humble Choice Roundup from me, Internet Celebrity Brad Pritchard. Finally, Humble has released their choice bundle for March. They waited until the very last day. I thought they were supposed to release them the first Monday of the month. They waited until midnight on Tuesday, US time, basically. I'm getting the feeling that Humble Choice is not long for this world. I may be completely wrong on this, but obviously they've changed the way it works twice in the last year and a half or so, and they keep releasing it later and later every month. They don't stick to any seeming guideline. Guideline is what I meant to say. So I'm growing skeptical, but for the second straight month, I'm fairly excited about the games. Leading this one off is a game I'm not excited about. This is a THQ Nordic game, aka Embracer Games, aka the world's premier buyer of distressed video game properties. And this is Biomutant. As you can see, it's got a pretty mediocre rating on Steam, and I don't know. I find Embracer Group to be a very interesting company. They're doing what I think more video game companies should do. They're doing a lot of what the kids are calling double A game development, which I think is the right move. I think going for highest graphical fidelity possible, multi-year long development cycles is really, really bad for the industry. And they're not doing that. They do the double A thing. They make games fairly quickly and at fairly high quality. The problem is none of their games seem to be any good. They're all fine. They're not disasters, but none of them are actually very good. So I have very low hopes for Biomutant. It's also got an anthropomorphized animal thing going on, which I try not to be mean to furries, but they've ruined anthropomorphized animals, honestly. They claim it's not sexual, but every piece of media they produce is sexual. Not to say Biomutant's going to be sexual. I think it will not be. We got some sort of cat with an eye patch, and that's all good. Don't think it's going to be very good, but we'll see. I'm going to play all the games this month. All 8 of them. Are there 8? I don't know. We'll see. Even this one, Jurassic World Evolution 2. It seems to be a bit of a strategy game where you build your Jurassic Park, which also fairly low expectations, but the people on Steam like it a bit. The first one I'll be playing this month is Edge of Eternity, which this begins the theme of the month, which I believe is terrible banner art. God, actually, I like the background a lot, other than this spaceship thing. But these generic Animu characters are not doing it for me. Looks like somebody made a RPG Maker game and added, and this is their banner. That's how it feels. But I like RPGs. I like all these things. So I love Final Fantasy games, even 13, which I'm currently hating. So I'm looking forward to trying this one. Hopefully it'll be good, and I'll play the whole thing. Hero's Hour looks like the graphics were ripped from Hammerwatch, which is fine. Hammerwatch was a pretty neat game. I don't really know what's going on with this one. I'm not familiar with it. Excited to try. It's doing a lot of things here. Auto battler, strategy RPG, minimalistic, that town builder, real-time battles, and throw it in a blender. Seems like a lot, and I'm not really looking forward to this, but I kind of do like auto battlers, so we'll see how it goes. Here's one that Steam refuses to stop recommending for and very much continues the awful banner art thing. Rogue Lords. It's a roguelike, obviously. Here's what makes me not want to play this. The fact that you play as the freaking devil themselves. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's better than I think. From what I've seen, it doesn't look like something I'm going to enjoy, even though it's in a genre I enjoy quite a bit. Not too positive on Steam either. Now, here's the worst banner art. Holy shit, look at this thing. Demon Turf, which also a terrible name. And this art is just vile. This is so bad. But the people love it. And I looked at some of the screenshots, and the game actually looks really cool in terms of visual style. Why did you do this with the banner art? Can you go back and redo that? Because this is not it. All right. Golden Light, another game that's extremely popular on Steam. Fairly fringe title. They got some beholder type eyeball monsters and an attractive woman holding a human head. I don't know anything about this game. It's also a roguelike game. Yes, it's going for a kind of a PS1, PS2 aesthetic from what I saw in the screenshots. I had no idea about this game, but I'm interested. Looks good. Monster Crown. God, look at the art. It's so bad. The Monster Crown little logo type here looks very mobile game. The rest of the drawing looks like it was done by a child who bought a book about how to draw anime pictures. So we'll see how it goes. It says it's inspired by Game Boy Color type graphics, which I can see that. Think there's going to be a lot of monster catching like Pokemon, but don't really know. I have no feelings about this game. None. I didn't know about it before the humble choice, and I didn't look anything up. 77% positive. It's better than Biomutant. All right, let's get this thing going. And this is Rogue Lords. As you may know, if you watch the intro, I'm a little bit skeptical of this one. Playability, which you would think would include any accessibility options, doesn't seem to have much. Here's some interesting post-processing options. This stuff's all pretty normal. But yeah, doesn't look like there are any real accessibility options. Hopefully it doesn't need them too bad. The graphics, yeah. Anyway, just jump right into it, I suppose.
Many moons ago, mortals rose up against me and chased me down.
Good voice acting.
They were led by demon hunters, wretched beings incapable of seeing the beauty of a corrupted world. My creatures and demons gave everything they had in the fight, but it was not enough. I was forced to leave the world of the living. Weakened, I returned to hell to survive. For years, I consumed fresh souls to regain my power, but their numbers are fast diminishing. I cannot wait anymore. I must reclaim my rightful place. It is time to gather my forces once more. Those who signed a pact with me will do as I order. They will spread terror and corruption in my name. The time has come for my revenge.
Alright, I hated the graphics, but the voice acting was really good. Set things up nicely. I guess I can't be that angry. Welcome to your fortress. From here you can launch adventures from the map of the new world, read about your servants in the chart of disciples, follow your progress on the altar of conquest. Sounds exhausting. Select the map you're missing there. Is this the, what's this? Tell me. Alright, fine, I'll do what you want. Map of the new world. The map depicts the new world. The demon hunters put an end to your reign in this region 10 years ago. It's here that you'll choose missions for your disciples in their quest to avenge you. Fair enough. Overall difficulty. The further you progress in the game, the stronger your adversaries become, and the overall difficulty of the game increases. For the moment, your adversaries are weak, so take advantage of it and hit hard. Alda. The Awakening.
Many years ago, I was banished from the terrestrial plane by Van Helsing and his demon hunters. Since then, I have reigned over hell while awaiting the hour of my return. But things are changing. The souls of the deceased no longer descend into hell. Have humans become more virtuous? Or is there a new force conspiring to usurp my power? I recall into service my disciples, powerful beings who once made a pact with me. They can move freely in this region called the New World, where I was undone by Van Helsing. They will find him and exact my revenge upon him.
Alright, I guess Van Helsing is not a licensed or like copyrighted name. Could have fooled me. Fair enough though. I'm assuming this game's been out for a year. If no one's mad at them having a character called Van Helsing, I guess it's not a problem. Just a couple of difficulties here. I'm just gonna leave it on normal. Here's Dracula, the Headless Horseman, and I also only got one other person, Bloody Mary. All right, goofy ass face. I really have no idea what the gameplay is like. Well, guess we'll find out soon enough. The World of the Living. You control a group of disciples and choose one to represent the group. You navigate from zone to zone by choosing your route on the map. You have to complete the main activity in a zone before you can move on to the next. Okay. Here's Becton. Whatever. Is this us? This is our dude? Move close to the main activity to launch it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright. Looks like both left and right mouse buttons work for this. Can I move with the WASD or arrows? No. Okay. Clicking is how this works. Alright. Becton, book chapter. Main activity. Completing this activity unlocks access to the following zones. What following zones? God. Alright.
Through the renewed link with my disciples, I become aware of the situation in the new world. The demon hunters have increased their hold on the population. They are everywhere, on the roads, in the villages, patrolling and imposing a summary justice. On the other hand, no one has heard of the 6 artifacts stolen from me by Van Helsing during our last confrontation. If he is using them, he does not boast of it. My attention is drawn towards a new religion. The Sanctua Lumen, as it is called, is increasing its hold on humans. My disciples decide to go to one of its sanctuaries in order to learn more.
Alright, fair enough. There is also apparently lots of voice acting. Click on the map to consult it. Okay, I'm consulting the map. The book map shows the zones and paths for 2 chapters. It also shows you the special effects that might affect certain zones during gameplay. The first zone in each book is always a combat. Fair enough. Alright, so this is kind of a, FTL, Slay the Spire type map here. Hover your mouse over a few zones to see more details. There's a combat. Choose your combat tactics and eliminate your enemies to earn skills. Reap souls and impart terror. I don't really want to impart terror. Styx Fountain to regenerate your diabolic essence or purge your disciples' negative traits. An event, okay, yeah. I mean, pretty normal stuff for a map in a roguelike. No problem there. You can see the legend over here. Move to the next zone. Okay, I guess. I guess I'm done here in Becton. I've named this shithole. Alright, you gotta hold down there. There's the combat, so this is gonna get some unnecessary. Okay, what? Is this the combat?
That shack looks like it's about to collapse. Maybe I should blow on it.
Maybe you should blow on it. Diabolic Essence is your main resource. If you run out, you lose. I guess this is my hit points. Essence can be lost during combats. Let's say combat, fellas. Or used to boost your influence over the world of Mortal. Souls can be won during combat or events. They can be traded to the Grim Reaper to obtain skills, increase the rarity of skills you already have. Okay, or obtain relics. Terror. As you accumulate events in combat, the terror you inspire grows. Each increase produces a terror effect on the zones on a subsequent night and gives you advantage. Okay. For every 4 increases, you gain a level of terror, permanently improving your chance to obtain higher rarity skills, and you receive a relic. Alright, so apparently this is the first combat. I really wish I could use WASD to look around, but whatever. It's fine. Everything's fine. This is the abandoned shack. Am I here? I'm gonna have to walk around. How do I get here? I thought I was like in the circle enough, but apparently negatory. Alright, we'll go around this way. Okay, there we go. Combat. Main activity. Completing this activity unlocks access to the following... Okay, whatever. Choose your approach. Will determine which rewards you receive at the end of combat. I mean, I do want to earn a skill, I suppose. I have 40 souls right now. I only have level 1 terror. Seems pretty poor, but I don't know. I don't think I understand the game well enough to make an informed decision here. 2 waves. That's the most difficult. This is 1 wave. This is 1 wave. So this seems like the best one. I mean, they're the one that hopefully yields the best reward.
I'm terribly sorry.
How a turn is played out. At the beginning of each turn, your enemies announce the actions they're going to launch. Okay, sounds very Slay the Spire. You have 5 action points to share among your disciples in order to thwart their attack. Once you finish, your enemies play their announced actions. Then a new turn begins with your enemy's announcement of their intentions. Yeah, sure. Yeah, make that. It's a Marauder. Select Bloody... Okay. Oh, well. She's got many skills. Stabbing. Stabbing. Mirror blade. Which, that's 6 to 15 damage, I guess? No, so that's not correct. That's 6 to 10. That's 6 to 10 damage. Alright. That just seems blatantly worse than this one. I don't know what's desirable about it. Reduce the impending attack. He's doing 8 damage. You see, I only have 8 health here, which seems like he was just going to kill me, which is probably bad. Alright, well, okay. Select stabbing. Alright, final select stabbing. How many? He says 20 hit points. Health points and spiritual points. All combatants have 2 gauges of health, 1 physical and 1 spiritual. Inflicting physical damage reduces the number of health points, while inflicting spiritual damage reduces the number of spiritual points. They did 10 damage. To defeat enemies, reduce their health points or spiritual points to 0, and then inflict the same type of damage one last time to finish them off. Fair enough. Select Dracula. Okay, hello. Oh, I thought you were Satan, and now you're Dracula. I see. Select Bleeding Heart. If Dracula is vulnerable, the effects of this skill are repeated a second time. Fair enough. Bloodlust. Apply to vampirism. Apply to sharpening. Does that make you vulnerable? Steel hit point. That makes sense for a Dracula. Alright, I'll recharge all the disciples' skills. Alright, I've selected Bleeding Heart. Good job. When you use a skill, you deplete its charge, and it can't be used again until it has been recharged. Each disciple is supposed to say recharge action that replenishes all their skills. Recharge actions vary from one disciple to another. For example, some have bonus effects and change their cost. Oh my god, this is using your recharge action. Okay, rally, recharge all the time. It's gonna cost me my last points. They're gonna beat the shit out of me. Whatever. Select Dracula. Okay, fine. I have no more action points, I agree.
Yeah.
Am I dead? No. Does that imply that I'm the one taking the damage? That's all. No big deal. Select Dracula to choose a skill to launch. Select Bleeding Heart. Okay, if you insist.
Oh.
He's vulnerable. When an enemy is reduced to 0 health points or 0 spiritual points, they do not die. You have to mirror Death Strike by inflicting damage on the same gauge. Disciples are also subject to vulnerability status, but they do not die when they receive a death blow. Instead, you consume diabolos to keep them alive so they can complete their mission. Alright, I've triumphed over good, apparently. Good job, Dracula, I guess. What does the Headless Horseman do?
Take everything
Rewards.
you can.
Each type of activity has its own set of specifications. At the end of each combat, you'll receive a reward depending on your choice at the time of approach. You regularly, aren't there 2 wave spends? You really have a choice of 3 elements during reward phases. Choose one. Okay. Reduce the impending impact by 2. A defensive thing. That's for Bloody Mary. Fury Fang. Oh god, these things are too small to read actually. Oh, so there's different numbers on these. Am I allowed to choose whatever I want? Do I have these gems? I'm very confused. Increasing this damage seems fine, but it is the most expensive one. You can take nothing and get more souls. What am I spending? Am I spending this? I don't know. Let's try this one. Place the skill in open slot. Okay. Confirm my choice. I don't know what the 3 was. I'm confused, but that's fine. We'll go to the next zone. Styx Fountain. I don't need to regenerate my diabolic essence or purge. What? Purge whatever. I don't have any negative status effects. Yeah, a lot of unnecessary running around in the open world. Some zones have an extra activity. It is optional. It can be carried out before or after the main activity. Okay. Really? Yeah, there's a noisy tavern. I'll do it before. Launch the... Okay, actually, that is optional. Yeah, great. Okay, we're fighting somebody. I can get a skill. I can get more souls. I am not quite clear on the value of terror just left. Well, it says choose more skills. Okay.
I'm terribly sorry.
There's an Inquisitor, a Martyr, and a Priestess. There are several ways to reduce inflicted damage. 1. With skills that immediately damage imminent damage. Sure. With status that protect your disciples or negatively affect your enemies. Sure. Select Mary. Okay. Mary is bloodthirsty, much like myself, which translates to physical skills that can only target the weakest adversaries. Ooh. Mary also has a mirror that she places in front of the enemy of her choice when she recharges. Once her mirror is in place, all the skills she plays are reproduced on the mirror's target. Select the mirror. Okay, we'll see how this works. Curse mirror. Recharge mirror. Place the curse mirror on the target. Okay, well. Select the enemy as target. Okay.
Mirror, mirror. Who shall die tonight?
Select Twist of Fate. Reducing pending attack by 2. Okay. Okay. Now he's only taking 17 damage. That's still a lot of damage. Select Stabbing. Alright, if you insist. Can I just try to kill this guy? Seriously, he's only got 18 hit points. Why am I doing all this shit? End your turn. I feel like I didn't need to take this damage, but okay. Yeah, you got me. Ow, poor Dracula. Priest is just kind of doing nothing, I suppose. He's got something over it. Headless Horseman, finally. He's a battle-hardened soldier who can take blows and dish them out. He gets reductions in damage and provocation stats that allow him to redirect attacks to himself. When he suffers damage, his bitterness increases, much like mine. At its maximum, his bitterness enables him to launch extremely potent skills. Select Headless Horseman. Done. Select On Guard. Apply 1 provocation. Only the holder of this status can be targeted by adversaries. That will keep poor Dracula alive. Apply 1 shell, just the damage suffered by 4. Okay. There you go, buddy.
On guard.
Certain effects like to apply status to a character. They can have a number of charges or a duration of in turns. If they have charges, they lose 1 charge each time they're triggered. Sure. If they have duration, they can be launched several times as long as they're active. Makes sense. Okay. There are 6 status types: enhancement, protection, cure, maneuver, control, and weakness. A character can hold only 1 status of each type. If another status of the same type is applied, it replaces the first. If it is the same, its duration or number of charges increases. Okay. Select Slash. Alright. Select 7 to 12 HP. Apply 1 bleeding. Okay. Select the enemy as target. Done. Bleeding will kill the enemy. Alright, well, that's good news, I suppose. In my turn, I got 1 point. Can't do shit with that. Oh, he hit me. The bleeding did kill him, but not until he attacked me, which is less than ideal. This guy has cast Aegis, some sort of defensive thing. Well, there goes poor Dracula. He's vulnerable now. Dracula is a leader of men. Yeah, sure. And was once a bloodthirsty warrior. That's how I think of Dracula. He has earned his longevity by being extremely cautious in potentially deadly situations. The experience has given him a number of skills that benefit his whole team, but when he becomes vulnerable, the warrior reawakens and some of his skills become devastating. Alright, he's vulnerable. Select Dracula. Select Bloodlust. Apply 2 Vampirism, apply 2 Sharpening. So increases his damage and gives him some healing. Alright. Taking 65 damage seems kind of like a lot. We'll try this. Go into devil mode. It's got a little pentagram there. That won't be enough. Let's call on our secret weapon. I've clicked it.
I don't like this
Devil
situation.
mode. The devil isn't held back by the
Let's
same
change
rules as
it.
well as they can cheat the interface. The interface? This allows them to modify the health points and spiritual point gauges, recharge skills, move statuses around. No limit to his powers is their cost in diabolic essence. One of your devil powers allows you to move statuses between combatants. To do so, grab one of the combatant's statuses under its HP and SP gauges and drag it under the gauge of the combatant you want to give it to. Move the martyr status, reduces the loss of it point by 6 to Dracula. Okay, here you go, Dracula. No. This costs 5 demonic essence. Slide the health point bar to 0.
I am irresistible.
I'm trying to do that, but that is not how it's going. Oh, there we go. Confirm the change. That cost me another 5. Approve. Okay.
My power is absolute.
Select Bleeding Heart. Okay. I should. Looks like the target enemy. The enemy has target. Yeah. What about this guy? This doesn't look good. Whatever you want to do. Damages to the devil. When a disciple is vulnerable about suffer damage, the devil protects it at the cost of as many diabolic essence as inflicts damage. Fair enough. If a disciple is not vulnerable about to suffer more damage than in its current HP or SP, the damage surplus is cancelled. Okay, however, an attack hitting several times counts as many damage applications. Finish the fight by your own means. Great. Great, I'd love to do that. Oh, what do I do here?
Who should I kill?
And he's got 20 HP. You don't need to be stealing HP, I don't think. Buh. I mean, this seems like a start, doesn't it? Cost 3. Let's see what my options are. 7 to 12, yeah. Those both cost 2. Yeah, I guess if we had hit some more, I'll lose some of that. 7 to 12 for 1. That's like a value price. Did I just do more than that? I'm probably got some sort of status on me. I still have sharpening, so an extra 4 HP. Could just play defensively, but I don't think I have any defensive skills that are available. I'd have to use this thing that would cost 2. And I still have 2 left. I could make him do less damage, but I feel like I just kill him, right? As long as I can get 2 attacks in, which I'm pretty sure I can. Just like this and that. So let's just do that. Alright.
Another night, another conquest. Choose quickly.
Skill
Evil will
level. Skills
not
have 3
spread
levels
by
of rarity:
itself.
ordinary, wicked, and demonic. God, I hate that. When you obtain a skill for the 3rd time, the 3 fuse together to form a skill with the next level of rarity. Afterwards, discover a skill with higher rarity for the same disciple. Okay. These are not written all that clearly, to tell you the truth, but they're okay. I still don't understand these numbers. Oh, is that the cost of the skill? I see. I'm stupid. Okay. I see. They're all fine. I don't fucking know. Place the skill in an open slot. There we go. Confirm and move on to discovery. Okay?
I am pleased with these offerings.
Okay.
Take them.
Oh, these are quite different. +6 match HP and SP, and suffer damage at the same time. That's perhaps less than that. Okay. Steal a maneuver. What the fuck's a maneuver? Inflicts 2 times 10 HP or after his weakest. I mean, that sounds good. I don't know. Very confusing. Alright, the Styx Fountain. Completing the activity unlocks access to the following. Yeah, sure it does. You can smell the noxious waters of the Styx even before you see the source. Click to move on to the next step. Observe the scene to gather more information. This is I wish it was a spot the differences game, but I don't believe it to be that. The waters of the Styx bubble up in the form of fountains at certain spots spread around the world. Sure they do. You can use this water to regenerate your diabolic essence or purge your disciples' negative traits. Click on the interactive element to interact. Alright, sounds fair enough. You let withdraw energy from the source 1 time. Your disciples assemble around the altar, awaiting your orders.
The waters of the Styx offer invincibility.
Choose healing.
I need more.
Sure, buddy.
Now the mortals can do nothing to stop me.
I don't know, that seems incorrect, Devil, but okay. So there we go. I've regained my diabolic essence. Can you cross this river? Yeah, I guess it's not really there. Fair enough. Event. Okay, I'll move there. Whatever. I'm trying to read that. Choose a disciple to be the main actor in an event to improve their characters and to find various rewards. Extra comma. Come on, fellas. But yeah, a lot of just unnecessary running around on this
Many
world map. It
humans
doesn't
lie
make any
dead
sense to me.
among
It's
the roots of these trees. I quite like this place.
It's the dilapidated cemetery. Okay. Choose this type. But why? Why would you choose this one? He's a psychologist. +2 scare, +2 temptation, +6 max spiritual points. The selected disciple will undertake the social test and receive a trait at the end of this event. I'm looking forward to finding what the social test is. Can I see what? No, I can't mouse over this stuff. I don't know what scare, occultism, temptation, stealth, and ruse are, but sure. I will do as you ask, game. Unless you'll let me choose another one.
What are my orders?
Your disciple stumbles upon a young man shooting at a straw target with a crossbow. He's startled when he notices them and points his weapon in their direction. Weird looking little guy. You are. I recognize you. My master told me about you. You're the devil's emissaries. True, that's true. I'm going to annihilate you and become a legend in my own time. I'll be the greatest demon hunter ever. Alright, well, pretty cocky. Despite his boasting, the kid can barely hide the fact that he's shaking in his boots. You could almost feel sorry for him, but his naivety annoys you. Yeah, it does. There must be a way for you to use him to your advantage. Observe the scene to gather more information. The kid already fancies himself the new Van Helsing, even though he'd never looked evil in the face until a few minutes ago. The time has come to let him taste the secret horrors only you know. Click the interactive element. It's him, I suppose. Sure. Choose your storyline. As events unfold, you will have to make choices that influence how the story progresses and the rewards you'll receive. Certain actions are social tests, and passing them depends on your disciple's characteristics. The actions that require a test have greater potential, but unless you cheat, you take the risk of failing them. I'd like to cheat, please. No. Go into the devil mode to cheat. The Headless Orphan looks the kid up and down suspiciously.
You want something done right, do it yourself.
Slide the success gauge up to 100%. Okay, I've cheated. That's going to cost me 5. Sounds like cheating is the wave of the future. You know, I'd probably take an 80% chance on my own. I'll do as they ask.
The dice were loaded from the start.
Choose the action which you've increased the probabilities. I'm
You
terrible.
give the orders, I carry them out.
Headless Orphan infiltrates the apprentice's mind to make his worst nightmares come true. Shadow creatures been crawling on the ground around him and over his skin. That sounds unfortunate. Anything goes when it comes to accomplishing my mission, even magic. Oh, I'm not sure why you wouldn't use magic, buddy. And at my age, I'm very hard to impress. Congratulations. It's a soldier's duty to master all the weapons in his arsenal. Sure, buddy.
It's not my head, but it'll do.
I received the following trait: Apprentice, +1 occultism, +6 max health points.
Knowledge
Oh, you got
is
something
power.
too. To +2 ruse, +1 physical damage, +5 max spiritual points. Sure,
It's
buddy.
not my head,
Oh,
but
okay.
it'll do.
Occultism, max health points, max spiritual points. Okay. Excuse me. Disciples' reactions. Disciples sometimes react after some social test. Depending on their temper, each disciple has more or less chances to react positively. A reaction either only involve the disciple who just passes, or be a conversation with another member of the team. Is what happened there. Reactions generate a trait for at least one of the participants, each either positive or negative, depending on the reaction's nature. God, it's a lot of words in this tutorial, and I feel like we're just brushing the surface. Livid with terror. No, I could be livid with terror. The apprentice hunter tries to kill them, but they are only illusions and he can't even touch them. Finally, he falls to his knees before your disciple. Have pity, make them stop. I'll do whatever you want. He is at Headless Horseman's mercy. What should you do with him? Send him off to share his nightmare with other humans, or force him to trade the other demon hunters. We'll do that, because that's what it's telling me. Headless Horseman explains to him the only way to make the creature disappear is by killing the other demon hunters he knows. Wow, that's pretty grim. Without a second's hesitation, the apprentice takes off running for the closest demon hunter refuge. It won't be long before the souls of those accursed upstarts are among your subjects.
Finally, fresh souls to torment.
Alright, you gotta spend these souls. This is a lot. This is another
my
game
head,
with just
but it'll do.
a ton of fucking mechanics. Like, this game's gonna need to grab you pretty hard if you want to play it. It does not grab me very hard yet. It's less scattershot than Hero's Hour, but I'm not very happy with where I am right now. Man. I received the following trait. That's the one I selected. Traits are permanent and affect the social and combat characters of the disciple who obtains them. Your disciples can also receive negative traits when they fail social tests or show negative reactions during events. Negative traits can be purged in the Fountains of the Styx. I've seen those. Open the spell book. Alright. Jesus Christ. There's a lot going on. The spell book, the disciples. The main page of the spell shows you the current state of each of your disciples. Fair enough. Including skills, combat, skill carries, traits, and relics. Turn to the second page of the spell book. Oh my god. On the second page of the spell book shows you the relics you possess that are not linked to the disciple and details your demonic powers. Okay. You don't want to do anything here? So you can do things. Oh, there's my devil powers I can use in combat. To use the demonic essence, etc. Okay, fine. I'm cool. Move to the next something. I can't read it, but it's becoming clear. Move to the next zone. There's no optional thing. Oh, how do I get through? Come on, please. We have something here. Grim Reaper. Sell your souls to the Grim Reaper exchange for skills. Oh, alright. Well, it is introducing these things. Leave a skill with him and it'll increase his power before returning it to your next meeting. Alright, well, that's a mechanic. Doesn't sound bad. Forgotten Idol, there are no other things. Fair enough. In a secret meeting place hidden from mortals, your disciples meet with the Grim Reaper. It's time to do some business. Hello, sir.
Ah, a conductor of souls. All those innocent souls I harvested will finally be of use.
The Grim Reaper offers you skills and relics in exchange for souls. You can also increase the rate of skill you already possess, but to do so, he needs to keep the skill until the next time you meet him. Yes, that was already clear. Buy a skill. Okay. Is this a skill? That is. Those are relics. Those are not skills. Okay. Well. Here you can see how many souls you have. Yeah, I guess I can. I mean, these look like upgrades, don't they? They don't look like different skills. I don't know. Buy a skill, it says. What's this? I don't fucking know. What does it all mean? Apply 2 bleeding sounds like a fun time. Because I can afford anything, I'll buy the most expensive one. There we go. Place this skill. How about no? Okay. I have to replace something, but I already have one of these. I don't fucking know. I can't even tell what. I can't even tell what these do right now. I tried right-clicking on that. That doesn't work. Oh my god. Yeah, more UI stuff that I genuinely dislike. That's good. I don't know. Okay, there we go. We'll replace this one. I like stealing things, though. Can't replace the same one, huh? Alright, this thing's terrible, right? Let's do that. That will certainly seal your victory. What else can I offer you in exchange for these souls? Buy a relic, okay. What do you do? Zephyr, holder begins combat with 2 haste. Automatically recharges the skills used. Okay, not bad. All your disciples earn +2 in their social characteristics. Also not bad. What about this? +1 max action points. Oh, that seems really good. Double damage suffered by the holder, though. Oh, well, it's a little scary, isn't it? Alright, I'll buy this relic if you're telling me to. Even more than skills, relics are powerful assets that help you progress. Though they can be obtained from the Grim Reaper, and during certain events, the surest way to get them is by defeating elite adversaries. Fair enough, beating mini-bosses, presumably, or full bosses. Right. Upgrading a skill. One way to upgrade a skill is to leave it to the Grim Reaper. The skill you leave will not be in your disciple's inventory anymore, of course. You can find a reminder of the skill next to the mini-map. The Grim Reaper will return the upgraded skill to you at the beginning of your next visit. Okay, that is the upgrade skill. I see. You can choose another disciple. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Boy, I don't know. I want just one of these. Give me more of these. It'll. Well, I can't read that because it's behind confirm your choice. But there we go. It'll keep bleeding harder. Augments of rarity and return to you at our next meeting. What else would you like to exchange for these souls? I'm fine. Okay. Book chapter. I gain 1 terror. A book contains 6 chapters and ends with a boss fight. Sure. Sure, fellas.
There's an altar to the light not far off.
Yeah, this
can't
running
bear its
around in
presence.
a world just seems so purposeless. I don't like it. It just doesn't. Why can't I just click on a thing to go to a thing? Why do I have to run around like an asshole? Alright, anyway.
My disciples enter the Sanctualumen sanctuary and determine that it has well and truly replaced the old religions. Priest and warrior monks train to fight the creatures of the night. Vampires and werewolves rot in silver cages. My disciples swoop upon this new enemy, and soon lifeless bodies litter the sanctuary's floor. A handful of survivors are charged with spreading the word of my return. We then leave for the last known bastion of Van Helsing.
Okay. Now we actually have a choice. This is the first fork in the path. There's 2 battles and a something. An event. If it's not going to tell me what to do, I'm going to the event. So you can see that there's some effects. Okay. What? Oh, no. Okay. Find Van Helsing in his last known dwelling place. Okay. I guess it's not going to force me into anything, so I'm going to go to an event. Oh, God. Just having trees get in my way to make it harder for me to traverse things. Your disciples observe numerous footprints in the mud. As they approach, they can sense that the forces of good have been preparing for their
No one stands against the Prince of Hell.
Humanity is rising up against you. The flying effects will affect the zones situated in 2 nights. Upon arrival in the zone, one of your disciples receives a random negative trait. Can I change my mind and go back? I don't want this. No. Can I see that negative trait? You can change your leader. I don't really know what that does. Okay, they've not received the negative trait yet. So kind of inspired by Darkest Dungeon there, which I think was referenced like...
This sanctuary is an insult to my glory. Destroy it.
Alright, well, why am I opening the map? See the threat effect on the zone. Okay, use devil mode to cheat and avoid this.
Let's get down to business.
Choose the zone in which you want to create an access portal. What? I guess here is the only I can choose. Right there. It's gonna cost me 6. Great.
The dice were loaded from the start.
Close the map. Okay. Event. Main activity was actually unlocks access. Social test. Let's get him a lot of health points. Get him some of that. I mean, this seems kind of good, doesn't it? I don't know.
At your service, master.
The Sanctualumen's men are inside the walls of Sanctuary praying to submit the villagers to the question. That was the question. They are convinced that it is an album by the Slackers from the mid to late 90s. They are convinced that several witches live in the area, and they're right. These fanatics of the light seem willing to do whatever it takes to eliminate the witches. With a little push from you, they might burn Sanctuary and all its inhabitants. All right, well. But there might be a more subtle way to use them, but also allow you to save the witches. I'd like to save the witches. Okay. The entire population of Sanctuary is waiting in the central square, closely watched by Inquisitors. It's easy to mix in with the crowd, but almost impossible to escape it. The Sanctualumen has done a good job. The witches are trapped, and it's just a question of time before they're discovered. Okay. Same thing. Hello, the question. Your disciples mixing among the crowd. It looks like Dracula is saying this, but he's not. It's both the best hiding place and the best in which to influence the goings on. Dracula is ready to act. This has an 80% chance of success, based on his ruse statistic apparently. This is stealth and it is not going to work. What if I do this? What if I study how the Inquisitors work? Is that going to help me? The Inquisitors circulate mercilessly among the crowd. I don't think you can circulate mercilessly. No. Sometimes they stop to interrogate someone harshly or look them up and down suspiciously. That's kind of how I'm looking at this game right now. Dracula knows the crowd is getting restless, which makes the soldiers more and more nervous. If Dracula incites a riot, the Inquisitors might be tempted to burn the whole town, but the witches might not survive. Well, I guess I've lost those other possibilities. I don't fucking know. The simple solution is just to dispose of your foes. With fewer antagonists, the witches can finally do their work in peace. Fighting, I guess. Well, I kind of wish I had taken that chance from earlier, but these guys don't look so tough. They're giving me full control for a change, which is fine. This guy is not attacking. This guy is attacking. I should be able to kill him, right? I mean, this is gonna be. Oh, this actually attacks his where he's weakest. Let's just kill him. Dang. Yeah, get fucked, asshole. Don't really need provocation. The guy's not attacking. Apply 2 bleeding. Absolutely. And I think this will kill him. I only cost 1, right? These Inquisitors were pretty soft. Built bleeding so kill him, I believe. Provocation's probably no bleeding didn't get him. You can see that kind of thing happen. I don't really understand. I mean, it'll be fine, I suppose,
What
but
game are we playing?
definitely a little bummed by that.
Those who do not submit must die.
Sure, the devil. Led by Dracula, your disciples push the Inquisitors far from the city where the witches come out of the shadows to sow chaos. In the hands of the new governesses, Sanctuary will soon become a sinister land that breeds evil.
My influence is growing.
Terror effects appear in all the zones in a line and depend on the type of zone. Oh my god, I don't know what the fucking this means. Each terror effect increases your terror gauge by 1 point. For every 4 points gained, you gain a level of terror. Increase your chances of obtaining wicked skills and receive a relic. Alright, give me a relic. Your influence is growing. The following effects will affect the zones situated in one night. No essence is consumed for the first use of the devil's power. That's pretty neat. Each relic has a 10% to 70% discount. Am I going to a store? I don't know. I'll take this one.
Knowledge is power.
Sure, buddy. Sure, Dracula. As if the poor, your disciples will get transported directly to the region it's linked to. Okay. The inhabitants' terror invigorates you. The current zone is under the following effect. No, it's, yep, okay, that's what I said. All right, there's an extra place here. There's an enigmatic. Oh, there's a Grim Reaper. Can I please have my skill back, buddy? In a secret meeting place hidden from mortals, your disciples meet with the Grim Reaper. It's time to do some business. Give me my skill back. Okay, whatever. As agreed, I infused the souls you gave me with the skill Bleeding Heart. Its strength has been greatly multiplied. The harvest was good. The skill Bleeding Heart now is very level wicked as stipulated in our pact.
I am pleased with these offerings.
I could turn it down and take some souls. That seems like a sucker bet there.
The conductor of souls finally deigns to show himself.
I can buy. I am not
Don't make
intending
him
to play
wait.
this game for much longer. I don't think this game is bad necessarily, but it has done very little to make me actually interested in playing more of it. I don't like the tone. Kind of reminds me of something like maybe Monster Train, which I also found had a kind of irritating tone, but was a better game, I feel like. It doesn't sound that bad. Oh, well. Okay. You know what? I don't care. I'll buy it. Do I have these things equipped? I don't think I actually do. I mean, you can see the relics there. Oh, yeah, see. Okay. How do I... Oh, they must affect everything. Okay. Not an individual disciple. I was confused. Okay. I'm not buying more skills. Here, you can have... Wait, here, take the other one. Dracula's gonna get... That seems stupid to me, doesn't it? Let's not do that. She needs some evolutions here. Have better stabbing. Go for it. Oh, I'd like to get to a boss, but this is dragging. Not gonna lie. Here's a modest farm. We'll try this one. Here, I'll let you Bloody Mary.
Oh, that looks like fun.
As they entered the modest farm cemetery, why is modest capitalized? Your disciples notice something strange, a huge pile of corpses. Not that strange. As they come closer to examine the mystery, the grave digger calls out to them. The monster truck or this man? If you're coming to drop off a body, walk right back out and put it in the common grave. With this damned white plague ravaging the countryside, I don't have any space for new residents. And the worst part is that all these plague-infected bodies don't rot. There's some dark magic at work in there somewhere. I'm sure of it. I'd get in and get rid of these bodies. Okay. The Gravedigger isn't joking when he says the cemetery is full. There are more tombstones than there are trees in the forest, and the graves are so full that each one forms a small burial mound. The pile of corpses includes men and women, young and old. It seems the epidemic spares no one. They are all as pale as ghosts, as if they've been drained of all their blood. That's why it's called the White Plague. Fair enough. Nothing else I can click on, right? Well, oh, there we go. The graveyard looks nervously at your disciples. I can make a pact with. This gives me no idea what's going to happen, right? Examine a corpse more closely. Harvest. I'm going to harvest souls of the dead. I don't give a shit. Give me souls. Ignoring the graveyard, you've been to appraise the spirits in the cemetery with so many corpses gathered around your disciples. It looks like an army. This White Plague is a boon for your stock of souls.
Finally,
I got 56.
fresh soul.
Really? It's for
She's
me.
gained the Prestidigitator trait, which great, I suppose. Don't give a shit. Combat. Looks like I have no choice about. I thought I was over here. Oh, I guess I am. Right. Fair enough. Let's go do combat. Alright, give me combat. Get a skill. I don't care.
I heard
So
you. You called me 3
An exorcist and a
times.
medium, they're both doing damage immediately, which I do not appreciate. You have 36 hit points, which seems like too much. So attacking her SP is not much of an idea, and attacking her HP is not much of an idea. Alright, let's use we got
game are
some
we
defensive
playing?
stuff, right? Let's use that on that. You can see I do have extra AP now.
Who
We'll,
should I kill?
how about on guard? That'll cost another 2, unfortunately.
On guard.
This is unfortunate. This would try to attack the SP of the character, which is not really what I want. But I can't do much about it. I don't know my skills well enough to do this properly, not gonna lie. Now, her SP or her health points are lower, so this could maybe work. I still don't know what steal maneuver means.
In the fight.
Have I stolen a maneuver? What does it mean? Alright, well I don't have any more points, so let's stop that. Burn, I hate it. I don't feel very right though, to tell you the truth. Okay, just a kind of a basic bitch slap here. Oh, that's cost 2. I guess I'll cost 1, right? I am not concerned about your 3x2 damage, so that's kind of fine. Just look at these upgraded skills, I suppose. Like this. Like this.
Couldn't have ended any other way.
Definitely, you have a lot of options in combat. It's kind of hard to
I
wrap
am
your head around them because
pleased with
you don't
these
really have
offerings. Take
that
them.
much of a chance to test them out. So I guess you should probably read more closely than I do. Bloody Mary could use more upgrades, that's for sure. Alright, well, let's take this one. Sure. Here you go. Alright, maybe I can make it to the end of this place. What's going on here? Styx Fountain, okay. Fair enough. I don't think I have any negative traits on my dudes.
Hillocks and fields as far as the eye can see.
This scene lacks chaos.
There we go.
Styx
Got my essence back.
with the
Final combat. Thank the sweet Lord. This will be where the video ends. I will do this. It's the Woebegone Mansion. The final combat. You reach the boss of the book. All you have to do is defeat it. Just like Red Threads, there will never be secondary activities in these zones. A book will always end with a final combat, and each book has its own boss. Fair enough.
I guide my disciples to Van Helsing's lair. He is there, surrounded by his men. He is waiting for us. The news of my return does not seem to have shaken him. And so battle is engaged. Van Helsing. Finally, we meet again.
He has
Prepare
10,000
to suffer an
hit points. I don't
eternity of
think I got
torment,
this, to tell you the
mortal.
truth. Let's cheat our asses off.
Let's get down to business.
Here, let's get rid of all your hit points. How's that sound? No. Not allowed? How rude. Kill you. Let's do this. I don't know. This will be fun.
Limited to my power is my imagination.
I mean, I can wait. I can kill these two. Got a little bit of a problem here though that I don't think I'm gonna be able to resolve. Did it help? Not really. Alright, got 1 point left. Probably don't even have anything that costs only one. Oh, he's got this, but I'll be wanting to steal something later.
What game are we playing?
I don't remember what the Curse Mirror does, but I apparently can't do it. Because it costs 2. Here, have some bitterness, I guess. I don't know. Anything else I can do here to cheat?
It's high time I interfered.
I don't think I can do anything to cheat. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I'll say I'm going to do 10,000 points. Looks like things have gotten worse here in turn 2. This guy is just way better than me. Doesn't hardly seems fair. Alright, just get this over with, honestly. This is ridiculous.
I'm listening,
Not gonna
master.
win here. Here.
What game are we playing? Mirror
I don't really understand the
Who
first
shall
mirror.
die
We used it once, but it didn't make any sense to me. It didn't seem to help. Somehow, I did not defeat Van
My
Helsing.
disciples are defeated. Van Helsing brushed them aside with the swipe of a hand. What a humiliation. The growing influence of the Sanctuary Lumen has sapped my strength. I order my disciples to retreat towards a location from where we shall launch a different kind of attack.
Alright, great. Next reward
Up
skill
to
for the
my
Hellborn.
conquest.
Midnight Kiss. It does some damage. Alright. Great. Return to the Devil's Lair, and I think once we get back here, we can see what kind of tutorial took about an hour. It was a long one. There's a lot going on in this game for sure. If you visit the tutorial, you can now access all the tutorials once you are in a book via the pause menu. I mean, you're recounts the world of the living right now at the map of the new world. I don't really want to. So here you can see all of your
I don't
disciples.
have many disciples left to send to the surface. My influence is a mere shadow of what it was before. I must assemble my followers.
Sure, buddy. The Devil's a talkative motherfucker. Here you'll find everything you know about the disciples with whom you have sealed pacts, including combat characters, social character skills, and relics. Only unlocked disciples will be shown here and can be selected for your adventure. Looks
I
like there are
don't have
9
many
of them.
disciples left to send. Dear Count Dracula, the centuries have dampened his
So
rage,
many
but
skills.
not his cruelty. His taste for the theatrical has produced a variety of bloody yet sophisticated spectacles that I never tire of watching.
You can see a biography, which I will not be reading to you, but feel free to read it yourself if you want to. I don't want to. Oh, that's interesting. I thought
I
I'd take you
don't
back
have
to
many
here.
disciples.
I guess I can just change them here, but I can't go back to that other screen. Which...
Amen. The Headless Horseman, who without pause decapitates the innocents who cross his path.
Is that what?
A quest worthy of the legends of bygone days.
All right. So, here,
That reprobate Van Helsing. Not only did he humiliate me, he deprived me of my powers.
Devil, be quiet, dude. Here you can follow your progress and see all the goodies that can be unlocked in the future. Move forward in the storyline, earn new levels, and tally teams to unlock new disciples, skills, and routes. Yeah, fair enough. Artifacts, you can see achievements. I have none. You can see all. It does nicely lay out what you can get, I suppose. But yeah, this game has not captured my attention. I think you can see kind of the inspiration from Darkest Dungeon, even though it's obviously Darkest Dungeon has that kind of all your units are in positions 1 through 4 thing, which this is not quite like. But it's just a series of like RPG like battles. With apparently looks like a good amount of character customization and a lot of listen to the devil's bullshit. So I don't intend to go back to this one. The art style is not for me, but I think some people will like it. The voice acting has been pretty good. I think that's a high point. But yeah, it just has not captured my attention. If I wanted to play this, I'd just play. If I wanted to play something like this, I'd just play Darkest Dungeon, I think. Yeah, I don't know. So I've got a Necronomicon there. But yeah, not for me. Might be for you though. It's not necessarily a bad game. It's just something that I'm not terribly interested in. But hopefully this last hour has given you some indication of whether you'd like to play it or not. Because for some people, it's probably pretty fun. And there's definitely a lot of stuff you can mess with if you get into it. Yeah, not going to do that. But anyway, doesn't look that bad. I don't really like being the freaking devil, and he does never shut up, but doesn't mean you won't like it. So yeah, if you like what you see, give this one a shot. If not, yeah, you probably let this one slide on by as I will. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon with more stuff from the March Humble Choice. Later.